You see, I'm on YouTube too. Always set it away. How you doing, Bevy? Thank you. Tap up the stream. Yeah, I'm a studio. Me look a studio. Me look a studio. Short and spicy nicks. Blessed and highly favored. Yeah, I do my streaming and stuff. Yeah. Wagwan, wagwan. Nice little cozy corner. You get me, latte boo. Me nice little cozy corner. Women I really use often, but I set it up to use it. Where do I come from? Because I have somebody like that one, they was supposed to help me and, you know what I mean, push me a little. See, I'm telling him to set up the 360 new, what you call this now? What you call this? Wait name? This. Tripod. Him no know. Like, I can't find the words and him can't even fill it in for help me. I don't know. The 360 tripod, right? With the face recognition. I didn't set it up. So I'm asking him, what you have to do? Because I press something, I see something blinking, and it's supposed to move with my head, right? But I don't think I set it up right. And why am I whispering? Welcome, people. Welcome. Twitch Boost, Peak Pie, whatever Peak Pie. Welcome to Short and Spicy Nikks. This is your girl Nikki speaking. How you guys doing today? Welcome to Let's Chat. This is loud. This girl, man. Yo, when you have, I don't even want to talk about no Father's Day, but this is what I'm here to talk about. Happy Father's Day to all the great fathers out there, all the fathers out there. Even if you're not so great, but you're present, happy Father's Day when it comes, right? We're going to talk about that. And, you see me right here. We can't stop being mothers. That's why Father's Day, fathers don't get no real nothing, because we can't stop being mothers. You get what I'm saying? Because even when you teach them from 0 to 18 years, is like, even when they're over 18, the responsibility does not end. This one is turning 29 next week. His younger brother after him is turning 26. His sister is going to turn 22. Give me a sec. Hey, Kareem. How you doing? Yeah, I'm on a live stream, but yeah, say it. Hey. Okay. Nice. What now? Yeah, what is it? Tell me by word. Because I'm not inclined. Yeah. Like what? What's going on now? What's new now? What's new? What does it mean though? Yeah. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Mm-mm. Mhm. Yeah. So what are you saying? Spit it out. Spit it out, Kareem. Like what? From how did it get to this point though? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Could I call you tomorrow? Could I call you tomorrow and discuss this further? Like I said, I was. Yeah. 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 Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. The blood of Jesus. So me talk about the blood of Jesus, mighty God. How could we not be bitter baby mothers? You get what I'm saying? And sometimes we're still not bitter. Right, me, you fixing it for me? You're not fixing it for me? Why not? Join me on the panel, guys. I need you guys to jump up here. Single mothers, don't leave me hanging. Jump up here and let's talk. Don't act like I'm the only one and sit down and pretend like everything is peaches and cream. And y'all got it, y'all got it, y'all got it. Please don't do that. We're the ones who are being battered. And when we get all the love on Mother's Day, and then there's no love on Father's Day, we're labeled as bitter. And it's our fault why the children don't recognize those sperm donors. But I know there are great fathers, but the odds are not, it's not great at all. The percentage is not good. That's why the turnout is as despicable as it is. Anyways, I'm going to share some videos from from TikTok, right? That I was watching. And how I'm going to talk about the videos that are from Jamaica that I've seen and how the young boys, how unruly they are. The girls are unruly, but how the young boys are despicably unruly. And it's not a shock. Why? Because majority of them don't have no fathers in their lives. And a lot of them are fathers themselves. And it's like they carry on the generational curse of baby daddies and sperm donors. And they treat their baby mothers like garbage. But you have some good fathers out there. And we don't see a lot of them. But they are out there. So I want to talk about Father's Day today. I said Happy Father's Day, all the fathers, good fathers. You know what? Even if they're not great, because we wouldn't have children if there weren't fathers, right? We wouldn't have children because they're fathers by name, they're fathers by birthright. But we know why we say Happy Father's Day and Happy Mother's Day. It's not simply because a person is able to, carry forth a child. We use those terms because of their value and what they've been in their children's lives. So if I say something today that offends a father, please, if it doesn't go for you, disregard it. If you are a good father, remain that, and I applaud you. But don't take up something on your head. If the cap fit, wear it. If there are baby mothers out there who are lying on their children's father, and their fathers are trying to do their best and they're not allowing them, I don't give you guys any props. So basically, if the cap fits, wear it. If you're doing good on either side, good for you. But if you're a mother and you're really a bitter baby mother, you don't get no happy Mother's Day from me or happy mother, period, on an everyday thing. Okay? We only celebrate people that sacrifice themselves, that put in sacrifice, leave themselves basically last, they're selfless, and they put vulnerable children first above all else. You get me? And they go above and beyond to try and make a comfortable life and a happy and not non-toxic life for their child or their children. Okay, we got that straight? So let me share it out. Share out the live for me, please. Thank you for the likes just now. On all ends. Guys, I got some bad news just now, and I'm not accepting anyone for no game, and the devil is a liar. Because look at the time that this phone call decided to come on. It decided to come when I'm on live. I had all day. I was in and out, being the single mother that I am and always have been. Brought my daughter to the dentist, my dog to the vet, whatever, getting prepared for this. In my bed, laying down, chilling. And 6 o'clock on the dot, I'm here for my live. And that whole time, from the time I got up till now, this is when the phone call came in to stop me from what I'm doing. You get me? And that's a lot of the things that mothers have to do. They have to do every single thing by themselves for majority of the time. Even when they do have their child's father around. That is so sad. They even get blamed for the man that they choose to have children with. Mothers get blamed for the man they choose to have children with, because they're supposed to know that this man is terrible and that this man is going to be that way for however long you know them. They're supposed to see the signs and know everything and make sure they make the right choice. And if at some point that man decides not to follow through with their responsibilities, it's the mother's fault. But where are the good fathers? Good fathers, if you are here in the chat, show yourself up, because a lot of you're good fathers. And when you hear us females that got the shitting end of the stick come up and talk about our plight, you sit back and you can never do nothing for please woman. Woman always complain. Want them to the good father them, because you always want to sit down and then you complain after. Y'all sit down and complain after. And what do we consider a good father? Someone that just does part of the job, gives some money. Hi, how are you doing? Barry, how you doing? Send me a request if you want to come up in the box. What do you consider yourself, Barry? A good father? Are you a present father? Do you know all the children? That's a good starting point, right, Bevy? I want them to show up. I don't want to speak for all fathers because in life, when we speak about stuff, we try to include everyone and be fair, right? But if you're going through something and you only have a certain experience, and that's what people don't get. I can't speak about something that I don't know about and I didn't see. I can only speak about what I've seen. I've heard there are good fathers. I've heard there are good mothers. I've seen a little bit, but I don't have that much information. What I do have is information about the negative side. And some may say, you're so negative. All you talk about is negativity and this, that, that. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I could only speak about the majority of what I've seen, the majority of what I've heard people complaining about. Basically, I could only speak about the statistics. Right? What's the definition of a good father? Tell me. You want to come up in the box, Bevy? Because everyone is welcome, you know. I try to keep it fair, regardless of my experience or whatever. What is the definition of a good father? Who want to come up? Where is they? Where's usually they here now? Always not they here today. You could type it. You could send a request, the two-headed icon that you see at the bottom, and I'll bring you up in the box. Or here on YouTube, I'll drop the StreamYard link in the comment, and you guys could click on that and come up on screen on YouTube. Whether you want to be on camera or not, there's an option to take your camera off. So you don't have to be on camera. Even here too on TikTok. Let me tell you my definition, since no one's coming up. Don't be shy. Like I said, you don't have to show your face. My definition of a good father. I think I said it a little bit in the beginning. Being present. Being present. Being involved. Being involved in your child's life. Being present. It's not about, oh, a set I have to give money. You notice I didn't say money. That's a part of it. But it's not a defining factor. A child needs money to, maintain their daily living. They need food, they need clothes, they need shelter, all of that. But mostly they need you to be present. Because people go through hard times sometimes in life. You may not have one, but you have the other. Have love and loyalty, dedication to your child. That's a a good father to me. Trying to be a good example for your child. And like I said, no one's perfect. Being present, what do you think being present looks like, Bevy? Come up in the box if you want to talk, man. Because I'm asking the questions and you're just asking the questions. You don't have anything that you'd like to add as well? You're trying to quiz me? It's not a you ask the host and the host has all the answers. Because I do not. What do you feel? I want to hear you out as well. I'm not a teacher. I just do this to, incite conversation and for us to be interactive. Yeah. I don't have all the answers, sis. Is it, sis? Hi.
Sometimes, the reason why I ask that too, what does it look like, is because I'm looking at it culturally.
Yeah.
My husband is Nigerian, and how he explained his childhood, his father was, his father made sure that he had all his books, he had all he needed materially. They lived in the same house, but he wasn't necessarily the dad who was going to carry them to the beach or carry them to the zoo. But for them, he was a good father.
Yeah.
So cultural expectations impact. So somebody looking on would say, no, sir. But to them, that was what was required.
Yeah.
For me, he, showing up as a father, initially, because of what he learned, what he experienced, it impacted initially how he showed up. But then as he got into the father role, you recognize that no, you have to go to the parent-teachers meeting.
Yeah.
No, you have to sit down on the phone with the parents and work through a situation with this son or that son or that son. No, you have to carry them to the doctor and sit down there and wipe them nose and them ball on you and you discipline them and them have attitude and you talk to them through it and help them. And he now understands all of that, but it was a different way of raising a child because the mother in that culture was responsible for that.
Yeah.
So now he has had to learn that no, in the work, in a something so with a West Indian woman, you better show up and change nappy and white bottom and cook food and whatever, because there are days that as mothers we can't do it. We're physically, because of whatever reason, we can't do it. You have to step in. And it's not like, it's the relationship has to be, sometimes we say 50-50, but it's not 50-50.
Yeah.
It's 100 for both sides, and whatever it is to make sure that there's no gaping hole in that situation. So if me can't do it, him have to do it. But then there's a flip side too, where you have. So I saw an article the other day, and I was shocked. The man, the woman and her husband split. She's, and like you mentioned earlier, we have bitter mothers out there, and she was bitter. And the man wanted to show up for his daughter's graduation, and then she said, anyhow, show up, she not gonna make her daughter go.
What?
Can you imagine that?
Is that, I've seen a video similar to that. Is that in the States or something?
In the States.
And she was on the stage?
No, I think it was, what I saw was secondhand. Somebody was speaking about it. This guy named Antoine, I think, was talking about it. And I was like, what on earth are you saying? So you have women who want to spite the fathers.
Yeah.
And in so doing, cause their child to lose out on so many things.
Yeah.
Why do we do that?
100%.
So, whilst I agree that men on the whole dropped the ball many times in terms of their support and the role they play in bringing up their children.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side, there are women who want to paint them as this horrible person and paint them in such a way to people that, I've seen so many stories about that. So, boy, I don't know, how do we strike that balance? How do we fix that? It's such a societal problem now that it's messy and it's...
Oh man, don't do this.
But hey,
Hey, and guess what? I agree with you 100% on that. Why punish the child unless you know for a fact? Because there are cases where if you know that there's toxicness, you get what I'm saying? Because you can love your child, but what type of person are you? You know what I mean? Are you battling with things that you're refusing to acknowledge? What comes along with you? You get what I'm saying? A lot of humans, they really don't know what love is. They really don't know. They weren't given love themselves. And when it's time for them to give love, they think that because they come with conditional love.
yes, conditional love.
They could come with their baggage and their toxicness and whoever is involved with them, and you have to accept it. And sometimes that's where the problem is. Because if it's just you, your child, and say you, the mother, the child, and the father, and you don't have any outside interference, I don't see where there should be a problem. Because you should both love the child unconditionally and make sure you make everything safe for that child. That's the child is the most important. Yeah, go ahead.
If I may,
Yeah.
you touched on a very a pain point because I've seen situations too, and I don't know, so I introspect a lot because you don't, sometimes you think you are doing the right thing, but then you realize that 5 + 1 is 6, 4 + 2 is 6, 6 + 0 is 6. There are many ways to 6, right? So sometimes we have to we expect things to be done a certain way as women, and we don't give room for our men to show up in the way that they can, and so our expectations are ridiculous, and then when if it is turned on us as women, it's like, no, like we don't hold ourselves accountable too. I speak like this because I know for myself that I learned a lot of toxic traits growing up, and I had to work hard. I'm still working on it to become who my kids need me to be and show up as who my husband needs me to be, right? Yeah. And so there are things that we as women have to recognize within ourselves that we aren't perfect.
Yeah.
We need work too.
True.
Right? And then when you expect, there are situations where there are women who they meet a man, he might have a child, then they have a child with this person, and they treat that first child like a bonus, not a bonus, something. It's like he's not equal to,
like an outsider,
that they have together,
like an outsider,
and there are many instances of that,
like the life insurance.
Who have experienced that. They grew up to be the breadwinner, the one who broke the generational curse, and then that mother now expects that he's supposed to be, or that child is supposed to be all over her, but they don't recognize or accept that they were mean to that child or unfair or any of that. And then when this person now does not shower them with this or that. They are bitter and they say this person is ungrateful. There's this. It's so many dynamics that people are experiencing.
So many.
Talk about.
So many.
It's interesting.
It is. And we might see something and think it's one way. And unless you're the person who's actually experiencing it and you're being honest with yourself, you're the only one who knows what is really involved. Because you do have some dynamic where some of these males, they take advantage of the freedom and of the involvement that they have. Sometimes us women, we spoil some of these men too, Sometimes we have some of these men giving us children. We're having children with them. And because they are seeing the children, sometimes even living in the same home with us, with the children, and they're still not doing their part. They're just in and out, in and out. Sometimes they don't even sleep there. They just stop by, they see the child, they get the best treatment, and then they're out on the street doing whatever.
No lies told. Hey.
No, me I tell her because I'm an enabler at one time. I was an enabler at one time. And it comes back and it kicks us in the butt. Because some of these males come with some very toxic traits and toxic surroundings and toxic, what would you call it, third parties. And then when you now decide that you're going to put boundaries, then the children suffer. Because you become
the bad one.
You become the bad one, but the children suffer because you were allowing the toxicness from the start. And you were male-centered, not realizing that you were affecting the child or the children by allowing this and making excuses for these toxic individuals.
True. And then when our children get older, they normalize what they've seen.
And when the children get older,
household, and so they figure that that's how it's supposed to be.
Or you figure out, oh wow, it gets out of control. And you somehow come to the realization, no, this has to stop. And now you decide that you're putting boundaries. How are you going to start putting boundaries now when you've allowed it to go on for so long? No, you are the bad guy.
Yep.
Because now you're trying to correct what you've allowed for so long.
Yes.
I'm in life, may I tell you,
You hit the nail.
I'm in life, may I tell you, You wanted your children to have that dynamic, that mother-father type thing. And you accepted all the bad toxic traits just to say the child has both parents there. Not realizing you were still damaging your child or your children. And now when you've had enough and you put a stop to it, and you're not allowing the walk in and out to continue, that means the other party has to take full responsibility now of being involved. But you're still expected. You are still expected to put out the same energy above and beyond for the same toxic individual, whether they're in the home or not. So now you're still being blamed. A lot of mothers are going through that. They're not willing to jump high. We said jump. They're not willing to say how high anymore. No, you do it now. You put in that effort, put out that effort now.
Yeah. Remember a show back in the day called Yanda Fix My Life?
Yes.
I don't think it got the accolades that it deserved for what she was trying to do.
Yeah.
One of the things she tried to do, I believe, was to normalize therapy.
Yes.
Normalize intervention.
Yes.
In families.
Yes.
I don't know that we have a culture,
girl,
especially within Black families, of having family counseling.
Girl, you know that for a fact.
Yeah, we don't have that culture. And so I always saw some kind of, the pain was so palpable when you saw her talking to certain people, about toxic behavior and how it has impacted them, and it's almost like they don't know that there's an alternative. They wallow in it. They defend the toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. Some of what I remember seeing, and I was like, when do we get to a stage where we recognize that there's another side? It can stop somewhere, and then there can be healing on the other side of that. We have to get to a place, I believe, where we can have those kinds of hard discussions and see things, see the mistakes, learn from them, take accountability. It sounds easier said than done. I know this. I know.
You know what it is, though?
I wish for.
You know what causes that, though, Bevy? Because in our culture and with our people, and I've seen it myself, because I've tried that route and tried to speak to the other party involved for years about acknowledging the deficiency in us, the issues that we have, the problems that we have, and seeking the help, counseling, whatever, mental health assessment, help, whatever. And guess what I was told? We can do it ourselves.
Well, let me sing your praises and to shower your flowers upon you. If you've never been told that you are exceptional for wanting that, let me tell you today. Because not many women can look at a situation the way you have and accept that they need help and ask for it. So the fact that you did that, let me just sing your praises today for doing that.
I was shut down every single time. Shut down. There's always something to come up to, and when you're dealing with a certain personality and they feel like they are in control of everything themselves and you and everything around them, and are in such denial, see themselves crumbling, but think they can control everything. It is so hard. It's after separating from a certain individuals you can get the help that you truly need. And I'm talking about narcissistic personality disorder individuals and the people that support them and their toxic behavior, especially if they have parents that are like them or even worse. You will never get no help because they feel they know all the answers to everything. It's now in my children's adult stages. I'm trying, and they're going about getting counseling and help. One of my child is 25 and still refusing the counseling. I'm not dead hell bent I'm not getting no, I don't need no counseling. I don't need. I'm telling you, Bevy, I don't tell lies. I don't talk about things that I don't experience myself or know about firsthand. I would be a fool to come here and lie on people. That's why a lot of times I say I don't care what anybody outside looking into my life and what anybody out there who has ever been associated with me tells them. Because I'm only this way because I've said to myself, enough is enough, and I just cut people off and leave them dry at where they are and don't care what any one of them want to say about me. When I tell you I have tried, and every try, I get beat down emotionally, physically, spiritually, verbally beat down for my efforts. And when I tell myself I'm not dealing with the toxicity or who they have around them or who they are attached to, the name calling, the everything. But I'm telling you, you have some mothers who are facing it. And you're being told that you're lonely and that you're by yourself and you're the reason why whatever happened to you, and you're going to stay that way, and you're going to get older with your cats and with your dogs. And some mothers just completely shut down, meaning not shut down themselves, but shut down all communication. Because how much beating can one person take?
Let's talk too about those narcissistic men who have mothers who enable their behavior and tell the wives that, why are you leaving? You're supposed to stay in it. You don't leave.
No.
Yeah, you found out that he has 6 girlfriends, so you're the wife. You're supposed to, you know what you're supposed to do. Where are you going? You're causing embarrassment on the family. What are you? Yeah,
and you have the other side where it's the narcissistic father or partner's mother who's fighting out the so-called wife, either it be common law or the girlfriend, main baby mother, whatever it is, fighting out that person who has that personality where it's keeping a family together and going above and beyond to make things work and speaking out against the toxicity. How about those toxic mothers who fight out those type of baby mothers, wives, and the narcissistic personality disorder individual just listen and abides and goes along with everything the mother says. And after it's all said and done, and it's too late, that's when they want to come, and the baby mother is toxic and the baby mother is keeping the children away from them. And because they are happy in their relationship, the baby mother is jealous and the baby mother is.
tapping your screen, honey, because damn.
Am I talking or am I talking? Fathers, where are you? Fathers. I still haven't even got to show you one of the video. Because we want our children's fathers in their lives. I don't know about any one of you out there, but I know I didn't have 4 children with a man to keep him out of my children's lives. But I would fight tooth and nail to keep a toxic one who will endanger my children or myself or his mother or whoever is attached to him away from me and my children. Let's talk about that. We are bitter baby mothers because we don't want to enable anyone anymore to continue destroying our lives and our children's lives? Let's speak about that. How about we speak about that? Either it be mother or father. If I was on the other end and I was a father and I'm doing everything for my child, because some fathers are out there like that, and you a toxic baby mother out there are only in your child or your children's life, and it's tearing them down or inflicting pain upon them. I don't want you around my children or anyone attached to you around my children. Let's speak about the real. Let's call things out for what they are and stop trying to point other people as to what you want to tell, spread the narrative of how. Let's be honest with ourselves. That's the main thing. A lot of you are liars. A lot of you have this narcissistic personality disorder running around with. You are liars, manipulators. And if you can't get things to go the way you want it, you flip the script.
Paint a picture.
You paint a picture of the other person. You flip the script. You know within yourself the real truth. But the lie that you tell yourself, you're more comfortable with it because of how other people see you. But how long can you continue like that? Because some of you let your friends, you let your parents, you let your woman or your man, them out there, influence you to treat your children, to treat your children's mother, or even your children's father a certain way, to withhold care because you're selfish and you have demonic spirits in you.
Some people are taught to weaponize love and weaponize attention. They don't out if you behave how they want you to behave, and then they withhold it and withdraw it to force you into being a certain way and acting a certain way that favors them or is pleasing to them. I mean, so weaponizing attention, and there are women who do that. There are men who do that. There, and so you see the adults that come out of a situation like that, maladjusted, can't deal with issues, act out. It's coming from somewhere. It's coming from somewhere, and we don't talk enough about these things in our culture. And so I'm happy you're having this, because I wish people would be more open. Maybe, we're not yet there, but the more dialogue we have, the more comfortable people will get with talking about situations like this. That people talk about man and woman, but they don't talk about fathers and mothers. They don't talk enough about children and how we raise our children and how we might, how we can improve as parents and things like that. So this is a really good dialogue that we're having.
You know what our people like to talk about? The making of babies. That's what excites our people. That topic would get you. Hey, Kay, welcome, sis. The making of the babies gets them really excited. Anything about that. As long as that's the topic.
Katie, I'm not taking over my girl's show, but
Tap it nice.
Come up on. You should come up, sweetie.
Hey, Kaylan. Thank you for joining. They only care about speaking about the making of the children, of the child.
Yeah.
How do we maintain a healthy mind in this child, a healthy dynamic for this child?
Yep.
What is wrong if a person does not want to indulge in extra material, what you call it, marital, whatever out there, and don't want their spouse to be? Why is that person who wants to keep the godliness and the safety of themselves and their children under their roof?
Nothing is wrong with it, and we need to normalize that again.
Why are the women at home, the wives, the baby mothers that wants to live that way demonized so much and made fun of and laughed at?
What is this person spamming your?
I don't know. What does that mean, Kaylin? You could stop spamming now.
Yeah, somebody's spamming your.
Yeah, please don't spam anymore. So I'm gonna mute you, and next I'm gonna block you. Last warning. Okay. Welcome, Happy. Thank you so much for noticing, Bev.
You're welcome.
Because I didn't realize what they were doing until, right? Yeah, I'm gonna mute them. Welcome, Happy.
No, they're still there. You probably need to block this person.
I'm mute him. Yeah.
Okay.
Finally mute him.
Wow, what is that? What is wrong with people?
You have people that are bots, you know? They don't want to hear the truth and they come to cause disruption. You know the devil works already. We're talking about something that they don't like or they want to cause problems, interfere with the life. So we leave them. Listen to this. And this is in Canada here. I'm gonna share it. Let me share it. I'm gonna show it which one this. One of the videos that I'm talking about. No, not that one. Let me see. This. Yeah. Screen. Window. Okay.
Okay, so Katie is asking, what's the topic?
Father's Day. Father's Day, and some videos that. Let me see. Let me go back.
Fathers showing up in their however way they show up, good or bad, and how do we as women, how do we navigate in raising our children with them there or without them? Sometimes they can be there and it's the most, mentally draining situation ever.
Yeah, just fatherhood on a whole. And we asked what you consider a good father. Wait, like this? Yeah, okay. Let me share on there. One sec. Okay, whatever. That's good. And I'm gonna play it here. This is in Canada right now.
Through encrypted messaging apps, young people are hired to carry out attacks against various targets. And in order to get paid, they're required to film their attacks. Who is paying for this? This is what we are trying to determine. Now, I know there's been a lot of reporting about criminal groups, foreign actors. But what I can tell you is that we are still working actively to investigate who is responsible for orchestrating these criminal acts. What we know is that bad actors are using criminal elements in our city to carry out these dangerous incidents. And it is clear that some of the people hiring these criminals want to create a sense of fear in our communities, including in the Jewish community.
People from racist groups getting young men, criminals, to do acts of terrorism. I have some more supporting videos that I want to show you where that's concerned. Let me look for it here. How long is this one? 3 minutes, 6 seconds. Sorry, let me just find it. And that's in Canada. You remember what they say about the U.S. consulate? Oh, the 3 youths from Canada went and corn it up. Never say corn. I need details. Come on. 3 minutes, 6 seconds. Let me find this video. Sorry. And look at who they are. Look at their skin color. Because sometimes we say we're targeted, yes. But you tell me, why are we targeted? Hey, what is video there, man? Oh, here it is.
Morning, a Springfield Armory XD 45 caliber handgun could be connected.
Oh, I have to stop sharing and then share. Sorry, let me share it now. Sorry, guys. Let me try this again. Okay. Your browser has blocked your screen. Okay. Something's going on and I'm not able to share it. Let me see if I could just play it from my phone and you guys listen to it, okay?
Investigation, the Toronto Police determined that 3 incidents were connected and identified several of the individuals alleged to be responsible. On April 14th, Jayon Berger, 18 years of age of Barrie, was arrested by Halton Regional Police Service in connection with a separate shooting in Oakville. While in custody, he was charged by the Toronto Police Service with multiple firearm offenses related to the March 26th shooting in Etobicoke. Through these investigations, suspects were identified, and on June 11th, the Toronto Police Service and the RCMP executed multiple search warrants across Toronto. 2 individuals were arrested. Sheldon Tracy Stewart, 18 of Toronto, has been charged in relation to the shooting at the U.S. consulate. He faces multiple firearms-related charges, as well as charges for failing to comply with his release order. The loaded firearm seized during his arrest, a Glock 17.
And I'm going to stop it right there. But why are our black boys being recruited? And it's so easy for them to be recruited to do these type of acts. Where are the fathers? We're celebrating Father's Day on Sunday. Why are our black boys on international screen like that, being sought after, most wanted? When you hear of acts of terrorism and stuff, you don't think. You think it's people from the, not trying to say, but Middle East or those type of individuals who face those types of living from a child growing up. For whatever reason, it's something they're used to. When you hear about, say, gang violence and drugs type of things in the city or selling, those type of things, you would say, yeah, statistics are our complexion young males, making fast money. You never think to hear of associating our black boys with these types of things. But look what we're seeing. And then we wonder why our black boys are being looked at. Our black boys that us as mothers and the present fathers are trying to grow as respectable citizens are facing. This is another stigma on us. Where are the stand-up fathers? If there are so much out here, where are they? Who are there for their children, for our young men, teaching them right from wrong? They have no ambition. They don't want to work. They want easy money. That is what's happening. But where are the men, the fathers in their lives? Where are the fathers in their lives? Why are we so much out on a public stage? Why are there more ammunition to say, this is the life that our black children live? This is the life they have to look forward to when they become adults. Where's your father? Did he go to the store? He went to buy milk. Is he back yet? Why is that so much on our black boys? Where are the stand-up fathers? Okay, no problem, Bevy. You get what I'm saying? Terrorism. 3 young black males. What? They're not from Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, those type of countries that face terrorism and stuff? When did it become this? Recruiting black male to do these acts. It's not personal anymore. It's just anyone who needs money. and willing? Where are the morals that are being instilled in our young black male? Our young black female. Everything is just about outside, their outside appearance. Putting on makeup, dressing up, putting on eyelashes, BBLs, body, hair, nails, and makeup. That's the consensus for our females, our young black girls. Makeup tutorial, hair tutorial, ear install. Whose body is tea? And the males. Flashy, flashy money making. Anything to make money. Where are the fathers? Forget about the mothers. Because some of the mothers are just like the children. That's what they're chasing as well. Where are the fathers? It's Father's Day on Sunday. The father is supposed to be in the home to instill the discipline. And like what Bevy was saying, her husband's father was there to supply the books and the education, and the mother is there for the... At least the father is there. Even if he wasn't living in the home, he's present. We're not saying perfect fathers. We're talking about making an impact, discipline, some type of fear being placed in your child so that they know, hey, I can't do that because I'm going to disappoint my dad. I'm going to disappoint mom. But we're talking about fathers here. I'm going to disappoint my father. Oh, my father's going to be upset because the father's supposed to be the disciplinarian in the home. The mother is supposed to be the affectionate, emotionally driven, love and affection, you know? Mother Earth type. I also had a video of some young boys in Jamaica. And my thing is not working right, but I wanted to show it. No discipline at all. No care as to who is seeing what's going on. You can't tell me there's a father around. Mothers can't do it by themselves. But you want us to come and talk about Happy Father's Day on Sunday? Because, you know, one of your swimmers went into someone and brought forth a child? Sorry, guys, I can't find it there. Let me show you it from here. A security guard. This is what? A student. and then the others rob him. If you know that your father can get a whiff of this and hear that's how you're behaving, you think you're going to behave like that? I don't know why my thing decided not to work now. Nothing but the security guard told him to come out. Sometimes we talk about the police and what the police are doing in Jamaica and stuff, and we're not giving any right to somebody who is not obeying the law. But sometimes it's these behaviors that allow them to do the things that they do. So embarrassed, Bevy. Why though? Most of them really do not have their fathers in their lives. Father offer do him own thing with him other family, whatever. Out there I look woman, who knows? Probably doing the same thing the child is doing. Look how I beat up the security guard. Embarrassing to see stuff like that. It's not my child and I have secondhand embarrassment. Because that's what's being seen by the world and thinking that's how all of our black children are being raised. I'm not saying they're not strong single mothers out there, but a mother cannot be a father. And especially when you're growing young men. And why one person has to do it when it wasn't one person who brought these children in the world? Why? That's why there are so much burnt out single mothers out there. And then the world blames the single mother for not doing what they think they're not doing. And when they don't have the energy to fulfill some task. As if we asked to be single mothers. As if we just decide we're going to choose this one so that we could raise our children by ourselves. So they don't have to learn how to respect authority figures and handle conflict. Huh? Some of us just have to give God thanks that our children didn't turn out for the worse. It's the grace of God that some of us can be proud single mothers here. And our children didn't go on the wrong side. Because some of us had to be mothers and fathers. But a lot of us need and needed the fathers that we have children with to be present, to help us to grow these children. So I'm going to leave you guys off with that. Happy Father's Day to all of the upstanding fathers when it comes on Sunday. If you know that you've been there and you've done your best, you don't have to be perfect. Whether you're with the child and the mother living under the same roof or not. You still went above and beyond and did the best you can to be active in your children's lives. Yes, Mackie, the children have to be willing to listen to us. But it doesn't just start. They said teach a child how they should be. And when they grow up, they won't flee from thee. So even if them look bad, if you instill it in them from a child, somewhere in the back there, they'll still have that. You know? No one is perfect. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all who tap up the screen, who like the live. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, ShortnSpicy Nikks, TikTok. The link is in the profile. YouTube, Twitch. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. All right? And you guys have a wonderful weekend and a happy Father's Day. Cherish the fathers that sacrifice themselves to be present for their children. I applaud you all. Okay? Thank you guys so much. Have a blessed one. We're blessed and highly favored. All right? Take care. Thank you to my guests, Bevy, everyone that came in, like up the live and everything. Have a blessed one, guys. And last thing, the ones that still can't get it right, I pray that you guys could look into yourself. Look in the mirror. Stop pointing finger and blaming everybody. Because if you really want to, you will be a good father. And you won't put anyone above. A lot of you are too used to putting everybody's feelings above your children that didn't ask to be here. Okay? So look into yourself. And I pray that the Lord speaks to your heart and you change your ways, because you have no one to blame. And when your children get older and you want to rely on your children, don't be shocked if they ignore you and turn their backs on you as well for your lack of attendance in their life. Have a blessed one. Love you, YouTube, Twitch. Have a good one. Happy Father's Day.